and take a chicane and they lean and their knee goes close to the ground. It's the same principle in that just by tilting those 6 degrees, you can take a corner at maybe 10-15 miles an hour quicker than you would in a conventional train.
And what kind of journey time savings are you hoping to see?
A good example is probably between Manchester and London, where at the moment it's about 2 3/4 hours. And from September of 2004, we expect to be doing that in 2 hours, 5 minutes. On top of that, because we'll be able to run the trains faster, we can run more trains. So again, going back to Manchester, at the moment, the peak time service is 1 train an hour. That will go to 1 train every 30 minutes. So it's almost turn up and go.
And this is all down to that little tilt?
Absolutely.
In order to demonstrate the longevity of service of the loco we're going to see today, I've had to make a musical comparison. When they were introduced to the network, Bobby Darin was at number 1 with Mac the Knife, and they powered their way through Beatlemania, glam rock and punk rock, working hard as well, powering freight trains and passenger trains the length and breadth of Britain. But who in the music business had a career like that? Well, ladies and gentlemen, may I present to you the Tom Jones of the loco world, the Peaks. Although the Class 45s and 46s were nicknamed Peaks, it was the Class 44s that were the original stars. I visited the Nottingham Heritage Transport Centre to track down one of the last of these legends. Mike Carey, you're chairman and director of the Peak Locomotive Company. Can you tell us about the 44s? There were originally only 10 built, weren't there?
Yeah, there were. There were D1 to 10 were built at Derby Loco Works, just over the road there, 20 miles away in the 1950s, 1958, 59. They were really a prototype class, you might say, because D1 to 10 were just 2,300 horsepower locos, and at the time they were built, they were the most powerful single-engine locos in Europe, because you've got one big 12-cylinder Sulzer engine made in Switzerland.
And Peak, I suppose, is just a nickname for them because they were named after mountains in England and Wales.
That's right, yeah. I mean, D1 was Scafell Pike, which is the highest mountain in England, in the Lake District, and D10 at the end of the class is the second highest mountain in Wales. And they went through D2 is Helvellyn, which is the second highest mountain in England, and D4 Great Gable is the fourth highest.
And this is what we're in. We're in the cab of Great Gable at the moment.
Yes.
Were they originally used for passenger trains? Because they ended up on freight, didn't they?
And then they went into passenger service straight away on the West Coast Main Line that's now famous for Virgin trains, London to Glasgow. And because there was only 10 of them, the bigger classes of more powerful locos that follow were able to bump them from the kind of top link.
If you're from the East Midlands, do you have this like affinity with the Peaks?
I think that's going to be the true of anywhere throughout the land. You get an affinity with your local classes of trains, those that you grow up with. I mean, I grew up with these and spent my Saturday mornings down at Nottingham Station watching things like this. So, yeah, that's where the interest comes from.
So we're not going to get a chance to get this one up and running today?
No, not today. It takes, I don't know, 3 or 4 blokes, probably a day to get it to go, because the locos don't take kindly to antifreeze, so we store them over the winter, we sheet them over, we drain all the water out and leave them alone for 4 or 5 months. Unfortunately, we can't warm it up for you and show you it running.
So I can't see a Peak running today?
You can see a Peak running today. Later on, we're hopefully running the 45 and the 46 up at the Midland Railway at Butterley. So if they're behaving themselves, I can show you them quite easily.
Fantastic.
They smell the same.
Right, so here we are then at Butterley. This is the Midland Railway Centre.
Yeah, Butterley Station. This is the western end of the line almost, and it's a 3.5 mile branch line in Derbyshire.
And this is 45 or 46?
This is 45041 Royal Tank Regiment. They're all named after regiments, really, with the exception of Lytham St Anne's, which was nobody's got to the bottom of, really.
Now, you've got a 46 up in the depot.
Yeah.
Can I get up to the depot and see the 45 and 46 next to each other?
Yeah, we can ride up on this one and go and have a look.
Fantastic, thanks very much. here we are then, we've got an example of a 45 Royal Tank Regiment here and D182, the 46 there.
Yeah.
What's the fundamental difference between the two locos?
They're exactly the same, except the Class 45's got Crompton Parkinson electrical equipment, and when they went out of business, the Class 46s which followed in the build line were built with Brush electrical equipment.
And that's the only difference?
That's it.
Because I noticed the 45 was built at Crewe and the 46 at Derby.
Yeah, all the 46s are built at Derby up until the beginning of 1963, and the 45 build was split between Derby and Crewe.
Right, and how many peaks were built altogether?
193, including the 10 Class 44s.
And how many are preserved up and down the country, do you know?
Oh gosh, 10, 11, 12, I'll have to look at my book.
All right, okay. Are they susceptible to breaking down?
Oh, yeah, we've had a problem. It wouldn't take power. There's niggling little problems simply because they only get occasional use. So, well, as Tom Jones said, it's not unusual.
So if you were to compare yourself to a rock